hear that? I'm not talking about the sound out there. I'm talking about the sound in here. Did you know that we have around 70,000 thoughts every single day? So if you're awake for a 16-hour day, that's more than one thought every second that you're awake. And for the most part, we are oblivious to that inner chatter. They are unconscious thoughts that are running in the background. In Buddhism, they call it the monkey mind. In psychology, they call it the inner critic. In neuroscience, they call it the default mode network. But whatever you want to call it, those thoughts are always there, clouding, shaping, composing, molding our experience. And in times of challenge and crisis, they tend to stir up like a rough body of water in a storm. They become chaotic and treacherous. They conjure up worst case scenarios. They absorb us in self-pity for the plight that we might find ourselves in. They consume us in wanting and clinging to the desire for something different to that which we might have. And if you imagine that you were swimming in that rough body of water, getting swept away by the currents, struggling to keep your head above water, how might you feel? Exhausted? Disorientated? Like you're drowning in the whirlpool of those thoughts? At times when the external world is already presenting us with many, many challenges, it has never been more important to ensure that our inner world is not compounding and magnifying, perpetuating these challenges. We must get out of those rough waters, allow them to settle. But how? We need to pull ourselves out of our head and into a more present, mindful, embodied awareness. We need to learn to recognize the thoughts. So here are a few ideas that I've found beneficial in my own experience. Firstly, engage your senses in the present. So if you are walking, listen to the birds, the wind rustling in the trees. Feel the sun on your face and the earth beneath your feet. Smell the flowers. And even if you are doing menial tasks at home, like brushing your teeth or washing the dishes, immerse yourself in the sensory experience of those activities. So the practice of mindful awareness just starts to pull us out of the daydream and into what we're doing in the moment. Secondly, engage in embodiment practices, yoga, qigong, meditation, breathwork. These practices shift our awareness and our energy out of our heads and into our bodies and our hearts, creating greater clarity in the mind and dissipating the ego. And finally, perhaps counterintuitively, turn up the volume on the monologue inside your head and do things that are just a little bit uncomfortable, so you can start to recognize and familiarize yourself with those thoughts. So some of the personal favorites that I do: I hang from trees, I jump in freezing cold water, and then I listen to all the reasons why my mind wants to avoid the discomfort of hanging or the discomfort of getting cold. And I greet those thoughts like they're old friends, but I immerse myself into the experience for just a little bit longer than my mind wants me to. So in times like these, do not let your thoughts consume you. Get out of your head. Get into your sensory experience. Get into your body and give yourself gift of the precious present moment. Because really, that's all we ever